Okay, so welcome to the first beans on toast tutorial. So we're going to start off with a simple, classical, straightforward recipe. I'm going to work through gradually the way in which this is done after years of experience. So what you need for this is 2 slices of bread. In this instance we have brown bread, a tin of baked beans, some cheddar cheese, a little bit of salad, whether it's rocket, watercress or a mixed salad, a tin opener and a cheese grater. So we're going to get the grill on. We're going to put the grill on a maximum heat to begin with, and then while that grill is on we shall put the bread into the grill, evenly spread out into the grill like so. Then what we're going to do is take our tin of beans and open it into a stainless steel saucepan. Now one of the problems people have is when you get a tin opener such as this one, you've bought it for a few weeks and then the blade goes on it. Some people don't know how to do this, they go for the ring pull cans. But occasionally you come across a can of beans where there's no ring pull. So to open this can of beans, there's a method and it can be done quite quickly. Usually if the blade works you can just spin it around, but in this instance you can't. So you try and take it deep, twist, as you can see it's not working, so you just pierce the can like so, working around. It can be done in maybe 20 seconds. A little bit of patience, good workout for the hand. Get those muscles moving in the wrist and work your way around the can, opening it like so. Now, say again, we're doing baked beans for one, which is a classic British dish. I would say for one you need to take out some of the juice, and perhaps a third, maybe doing maybe 3/5 of the can into the saucepan, and we'll save some for the next day. But take out some of the sauce. There's usually perhaps an inch of sauce in a can like this. Take out some of that, pour the rest into the container, airtight container, which you can put into the fridge and use at a later date. So that's a good generous serving, but not too many beans in there. So these are just being placed. We've got the heat on now and we're putting these beans into there. Put the heat on medium. By which time you've done that, bread's grilling nicely. Just wanted to say a little bit about the reason why it's in the grill as opposed to the toaster. You have more control over the heat of the bread and it's a more dynamic approach. Okay, so let's go back over to the work surface. So the beans are on. Get yourself a wooden spoon. Just stir those beans around. And what I would do now, just to add that little bit of a twist, we said we're going for the basic, but in this series we're going to look at how we can just spice up the beans just a little bit. What I started doing, I would just put a bit of pepper, a little bit of pepper in there, a little bit of sea salt, always go for sea salt, a little bit of sea salt in there, and just a tiny bit of olive oil. Just nothing special, just a little smidge of olive oil, and of course the old balsamic. A couple of drops of bal in the beans, give that a mix around. Okay, that's on low. Check your toast, beautifully done, almost burnt, but not. Nice and tanned. Okay, now, this is where many people will differ, and in this series we'll look at different ways of doing that. We're taking our toast over here. We've got grilled one side, the other side, nothing done to it yet. Keep stirring those beans just a little bit. They're on low now, they're done. So we've just got those on low. Now, what we're doing now, we're taking some butter, a little bit of butter, spreading the bread. Just spreading the bread nice and gently with that butter. Always go for butter in this kind of classic dish. Yeah, we've got our butter there. Yep, as so. Now then, keep stirring those beans. Don't turn the beans off, just keep stirring. Choice is sliced or grated. We've got our cheese grater here, but personally, my preference is a slice. So for this recipe, I'm going to slice. We're going to leave the cheese grater to one side. Several reasons. You can spread the cheese out better, and also from a lazy point of view, you don't need to wash up the cheese grater. Okay, nice bit of cheddar. One of the things about cheese on toast is you don't want to go too overzealous on the actual width of the cheese. So we're slicing up the cheese, probably looking at slices that thin. Yeah, nicely done. Because this dish, it is beans on toast, that's the main dish, so we don't want to go too heavy on the cheese, just enough to add a little bit of flavour. So there we go, we've got around 4 slices there, and we'll do the same on the other one. It's an all year round dish, you know, it's a kind of dish you can enjoy any season. When we're in the winter now, it's a nice warming lunch in the middle of the day. Slice those bits of cheese as so. Okay, then we're going to take them across and into the grill. We're going to grill this cheese on toast back in here. Now this grill is very hot, and so that will be done in the space of a few minutes. While this is taking place, we can perhaps just tidying away a couple of things while that's going on. Very, very straightforward meal. We can recycle the can, of course, give it a bit of a rinse, get that in the old recycling tin. Okay, we're in a small kitchen here, so you can't see all the action, but you can see the most important things. As you can see, the beans are coming along just nicely, and all those flavours, pepper, salt, if you keep it on the heat, they'll mix round into that very nicely. Cheese on toast, yeah, that's coming along nicely. A couple more minutes. Get the washing up over here. Very little washing up. Beans into the fridge. You've got your plate. What I would also do as well, a nice little touch here, is, especially in the winter, if you're living in a cold environment, which, as you know, England is, put the plate in the grill. Warm your plate up, got your knife and fork. This time, the most important, you'll say, well, what should you have to drink with beans on toast? Well, the best drink, I would say, to complement beans on toast is, of course, a good old cup of tea. So let's get that kettle on. Now here, you can see, let's just have a close-up of this. We've got that which is grilled, I would say, to perfection. Nicely done, probably slightly burnt at the top there, but that's okay, we can compensate for that. I'll give you a little trick in a minute to compensate for that slight burn. Some people choose to cut it off, but we can be a little creative if it's not completely burnt. Get your plate out, just heat it up slightly, just a little bit, just a bit warm. That'll keep the toast warm. Get the toast on there, turn the grill off, get your beans. They're not overcooked, but all those flavours have come around in there. Okay, get those beans. Here's the plate. And what I would do now is to cut this in half. Cut each slice of toast in half as so. square. That slightly burnt bit on the top, that got away, probably because it wasn't any. We can just put a little bit of butter on there. Okay, no one will ever know. Beans in the centre of that dish, gradually spread around get all those beans out. I mean, one bad habit is leaving some of the beans in, then it clogs up the sink and the drain and so forth, or the dishwasher. Get them all out, get those beans on there. How's that looking? It's looking good. Yeah, but as you can hear, the kettle has just boiled. So we'll get that can of beans, that saucepan of beans soaking. Well, now we've got our beans on toast there, looking good. Nice little touch now, get a bit of watercress and a little bit of salad there, and we'll just put that on top. Yeah, just a sprinkle on top. We're talking a gourmet beans on toast there. Get that over the side. There you have it. Let's just have a little taste of that. Actually, just before we finish, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and just, while we've got the camera on there, let's just try that out. Okay, so we'll see you next time for the next way we can cook beans on toast.